Good morning, everyone. This is Chris with Sport Pick Chris, and today we're back to you with another video. If you haven't already, look at my NFL player props video, my NBA player props video. Now we have our Week 16 predictions. Let's get right into the video. So, we're going to start off with the Rams and Jets. It's Rams -3. And, last week, the Jets looked really good. Devontae Adams, I think, had almost 200 receiving yards. We are going to take, in a shock here, we're going to take +3 with the Jets. Just with the Rams, they're very inconsistent with Cooper Kupp and Puka, and that defense is starting to roll. Everything tells us to take the Rams, and I feel like that's why I'm taking the Jets. I'm going to take the Jets +3. And now we're going to go to the Eagles and Washington game. That spreads at Eagles -4. I'm going to take that, the Eagles -4. I think Washington is a pretender. I'm a New York Giants fan, so we see these type of games all the time. In division games are very close. I just don't see how Washington can stop Saquon, the tush push, and Jalen Hurts, and with everything saying about what the Eagles and Jalen Hurts' passing attack with A.J. Brown. I feel like this is a game where they can just absolutely devour and eat. I'm going to take the Eagles -4. That was at 4.5 at one point, so people are lying with Washington, which doesn't really bother me. I'll still always have my opinion. I'm going to take Eagles -4. Moving to my team versus the Atlanta Falcons and New York Giants versus the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are favored by 9. I'm going to lay that. Drew Lock's the starting quarterback again. He's off his ankle injury. I don't think that really matters. I think Michael Penix and the Atlanta Falcons get back on track here to still have maybe that late playoff push. If the Bucs beat the Cowboys, then I believe the Falcons are out of it. But again, if anything, the Falcons need to stay in this game. They're going to do anything that they can. If you watch my player props video, just hand the ball off to Bijan. The line already got moved to 90.5. Just turn around, hand the ball off to Bijan, and the Falcons should blow out the New York Giants. I don't think we score more than 10 points. So, in this line, if anyone scores 20, if the Atlanta Falcons score 20 points, they'll cover the spread at 9. Moving on to Arizona versus the Carolina Panthers. Arizona's favored by 5.5. I'm going to take Carolina +5.5. I think Arizona wins by 3. But I like the Carolina +5.5. Carolina's been staying tight in games. I don't think Jonathan Brooks really being out really hurts them all too much. I love Chuba Hubbard. It's taken him almost 4 years at this point to kind of get rolling, but now he is rolling. Bryce Young, unfortunately, I'm not a Bryce Young believer, but he has looked good. So he's looked good. Kyler and Arizona very inconsistent. There are games where they can put up 35 points. There's games where they put up 10 points. Carolina's defense is all not that bad, what people are saying. The pass rush is actually trying to get home a little bit more with Jadeveon Clowney. So interesting to see. I'm going to just take the plus with Carolina +5.5. I understand Arizona's fighting for their playoff lives right now, but still, I think Carolina is a team that can keep it close, and the spreads for Carolina recently have been very too high from what they're doing. I mean, they almost beat Kansas City, Tampa, so they've been in very close games up here recent. They took the Giants into overtime to give me Carolina +5.5. Moving on, Browns versus Bengals. DTR, they're benching Jameis Winston, putting some Thomas. DTR is what I call him. It's a home game for the Bengals. The Bengals win this, they still have a playoff chance to get in. 9, I think, is high, but I'm going to ride with it. I'm going to take the Bengals -9. I don't know how DTR is going to do for Cleveland. Bengals offense is just too good. I don't think it really matters what Cleveland does on offense. I think it just comes down to the Bengals can put up 35 points whenever they want. They, to me, are a top 3 offense in the league. I mean, there's not too many other offenses that I'm looking at on this board besides maybe Buffalo and Detroit. that are putting up absolutely ridiculous numbers week in and week out. Give me the Bengals -9. I just don't think that Cleveland can hang, and I think this can be a blowout by the end of the first half. And then another barn burner, we have the Titans versus Colts. The Colts are officially out of the playoff hunt. The Colts are favored by 3.5. I'm going to take the Titans plus 3.5. I think Mason Rudolph's probably a better quarterback than Will Levis. Will Levis was benched. Just for that alone, Anthony Richardson is going to turn the ball over. He's looked better as of late. I just don't think it's enough. Titans defense is very good. It's very good defense, and I think that's what's going to give the Colts a lot of trouble. I think this game comes down to a field goal, so I'm going to take the plus the points on two bad teams. Always take plus the points. Give me plus 3.5 with the Tennessee Titans. Moving on to the Detroit Lions and Chicago Bears. Detroit is favored by 6.5. I'm going to take it. Chicago is just they're just one of the worst teams in the league. I understand Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, Romeo Dunze, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift, Cole Kmet. They just don't have an offensive line. And to me, it comes down to their offensive line play. Give me Detroit -6.5. I understand their entire defense is injured. Still, I don't think it's enough for Caleb. I understand on Thanksgiving Day that they almost came out with a win, but they didn't. I think this Detroit team is just different. I think on Thanksgiving, stakes are a little bit higher. This is just a Week 16 game. I think Chicago has nothing left to play for. Give me the 6.5 with Detroit, and this might be like an alt spread type game, 9.5, 10.5 type of like an alt spread game for me. I don't think this game is relatively even close. And one of the better games of the slate, if you look down, Minnesota versus Seattle. Minnesota's favored by 3. Seattle's at home. I'm gonna take the Minnesota -3. Seattle offense is looking better as of late. They get Kenneth Walker back. I don't think he's going to be too much of a threat today, but they do get him back. I'm going to take, again, Minnesota -3. I think you kind of have to take the wagon until the wheels fall off. Sam Darnold, as much as probably we all don't like talking about it, he has looked great as of late, recently. Or the entire season. Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison are absolutely rolling. They're gonna get kind of TJ rolling back into his thing. I know coming back off injury, and they probably have the best defense. They easily have the best defensive coordinator in the league. Probably the best defense in the league. I don't think Seattle can come out with a win here. They need it bad, but I'm gonna say Minnesota -3. I really like the line. I wish it was at 2.5 to kind of have the hook, but still we're going to take a -3. I think this is a game where it's going to be just an absolute. I think the under's in play at 42.5 here as well. I don't think this is going to be a high scoring game, and I think that's where Seattle, for me, is not the play. If it comes to kind of a shootout, I would take the Seattle +3. I just don't see that. Two good defenses as well. Everything to me is pointing towards Minnesota -3. If Kenneth Walker was healthy and playing the way he was earlier in the season, I would take Seattle, but I'm not going to ride with Zach Charbonnet. Going on to the next 4:25 game. This is kind of the who cares game, the New England Patriots versus the Buffalo Bills. I know the line's at 14. I'm going to take it. It's one of those. The Patriots might get blown out. It reminds me of it's going to be like the Bengals and Cleveland game at this point. Give me the 14 with Buffalo. I just don't see how New England can make this game any close. And the defense has not played like it was earlier in the season. If the defense has been, then I would look, maybe consider taking the 14 with Drake May and the Patriots. I like what they're doing on offense with what they have. But at some point, you gotta just kind of look and go, this is just not a viable offense right now, and I don't want any part of it. I don't want any part of the team as of right now. I think Gerard Mayo is doing great on what he's been given, but I'm going to take Buffalo -14 and not look back. And if they cover, if the Patriots cover, great. I really don't care. This is a game where I'm not going to ride with Drake May and the Patriots. I think Drake May has a bright future ahead of him, just not right now. And a game I'll be watching for first overall pick reasons is the Jaguars versus the Raiders. Give me the Raiders -2.5 because I need it. As well as I don't trust Mac Jones or any part about the Jacksonville Jaguars make me relatively interested into what they've been doing. I understand they've been keeping games close, but still, who cares? Travis Etienne's not not even part of the team anymore at this point. I mean, he's not even a factor. So I mean, give me the Raiders -2.5. I think this is a Brock Bowers type of game where he can absolutely go off and eat. Aiden O'Connell should be back. Aiden O'Connell back makes my Raiders pick 2.5, makes it look a way better. And because Antonio Pierce is going to try to get the guys rolling, they're going to play for their lives. I mean, Aiden O'Connell's going to throw the ball around. He's playing for a job at the end of the day. I know they're going to get either Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders, but he's still going to play for a job to go get traded somewhere else, a contract somewhere else. So I think the guys are still going to play. Brock Bowers is still trying to get, up there in the Rookie of the Year race. Give me Raiders -2.5. Moving on to the last 4 o'clock game of the sector. It's 49ers versus Dolphins. I'm going to take the Dolphins +2. Nothing about the 49ers, to me as of recently, especially losing Christian McCaffrey full-time now, has been great. Miami can put up points at the end of the day. With Tua back under center, Miami can put up points. There's still a window for them to get into the playoffs, and they're gonna fight for that. Tyreek wants out of there, but Tyreek is still gonna play. He's still gonna try to look to get on another team somewhere else. So give me Miami +2. I like the line. If the line goes up to, I hope the line gets higher. San Fran -2.5, -3, and makes that Dolphins pick even better. But I'm gonna lay the points with Miami. They've been on a roll here, and I think they consider at home. And then now it comes to the Sunday night football game. I'm sorry, the Tampa Bay Bucks versus the Dallas Cowboys. I believe if Tampa Bay wins, they solidify their playoff, and they'll be 9-6 at that point. I'm going to take Tampa -4.5. I really like CD receptions and targets this game, but Baker Mayfield, if he doesn't turn the ball over in the second quarter, he should be great. They're still putting up points. I mean, Mike Evans is a Hall of Fame receiver at the end of the day. They have my former boy Sterling Shepard, who's still playing a good role with them, but forget the passing offense for a second. They are one of the best rushing teams in the league. Something I didn't think we would ever say. Dallas is a disgrace. They are a terrible rush defense. At the end of the day, Tampa should be able to run the ball down Dallas's throats, and I think this is going to just be a Bucky Irvin, Rashad White type game. Dallas can't run the football, nor can they stop the run. I mean, this game could be over again by like the middle of the third quarter, and we're just gonna be watching to see if Tampa is gonna solidify playoffs. But guys, thank you so much for watching. If there's anything else that I can do better on with these videos, feel free to leave them in the comments. If you like this video, leave a like and subscribe, and make sure, guys, we stay green. Have a great day.